John, Jane, Rich, we're going to do something special with the Teddy Swims tickets. So here's what we're going to do. National news, world news. The King of England is visiting the United States, King Charles. And if you listen to his voice...
I cannot help noticing the readjustments to the East Wing, Mr. President. Following your visit to Windsor Castle last year. And I'm sorry to say that we British, of course, made our own small attempt at real estate redevelopment of the White House in 1814.
English humor. You got.
This is my joke, of course.
We want you to call us right now with a real accent or a fake accent. And if you can stump us, you win the tickets.
It could be any accent. Doesn't have to be British. It could be
any accent. About anything. Any part of the country, any part of the world. So call 877-937-1047 and just talk to us. And maybe you're really good at doing accents. Like, Kyle, if you called in right now and did, what accent would you do right now?
I mean, I would probably do an English accent just because of...
Let's hear.
Well, did you see our king call you? He was here and he is killing it. Everybody loved him.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, but could you keep going, though, if you talk?
I would have followed.
I could go all day, ask Scott.
That's right. I was just about to say.
It really drives him insane.
And also, you do that New York one, too. Claudia. Remember he used to do Claudia?
Oh, Claudia. She's real spicy. Nobody likes Claudia because she's got all kinds of opinions.
That sounds real, too. And the Russian one, Kyle's Russian voice is real good.
Yeah, but the only way to go into the Russian is be like, the Russian. I like to go into the Russian accent, but it doesn't go as quickly as the others.
It's pretty good.
All right, so call 877-937-1047 and just talk to us in an accent. And that's how we're going to decide who's going to win. 877-937-1047.
So, like, most convincing accent wins?
I don't know. I just feel we'll just know.
We gotta know if it's real or not.
Feeling.
Adeline, good morning.
Good morning.
Where are you from?
We're from Winchester.
We? Who's we? Who's with you?
It's me and my dad.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, she's totally from Winchester.
Where's your dad from?
We're all from Winchester.
What street?
We're from Surprise, Winchester.
Man.
Hold on, Adeline. Hold on. Yeah, that was good. Hold on.
Got me going.
Hello, Forrest. Where are you from?
How's it going, mate? I'm from Scottsdale, but I'm doing English right now.
You're not supposed to...
Yeah, you're supposed to try You're supposed to try to fool us.
Sorry.
Hit delay. No cussing, dude. No cussing.
So good.
Therese, good morning.
Good morning.
Where are you from?
Belize.
Although
I don't know that accent.
Yeah, we need
to hear more words. Tell us what your favorite shopping habits are or something.
Hello?
You want me to use my Creole accent, right?
Oh, wow. That's pretty real. Yeah. That sounds real. Real Creole.
Yeah.
Well, tell us where you're headed today.
I don't teach us, so I had to go to work.
Okay. All right. Well, hold on. Israel. Hello?
Oh, hello?
Hi. What's your name?
Realized didn't use the accent at first.
They fold when they get under the gun.
Adeline, are you still there?
Yeah?
Where are you from?
Winchester.
So good. So good.
So far, you're in the lead.
I think this is my favorite game ever.
Hold on, Adeline. Christy.
Hi, guys.
Christy,
Yes.
where are you from?
Yes? Rhode Island.
Okay.
Tell us something about like the food that you eat in Rhode Island.
We have clam cakes and we eat quahogs. We have wieners. They don't have those anywhere else in the U.S.
Well, nobody has wieners.
That's pretty good. All right, Christy, hold on.
I think she's legit.
Damien, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Where are you from?
I'm from Arizona.
All right, hold on.
That's a faker.
Arizona accent.
Adelaine, where are you from?
Winchester?
Still from Winchester.
Well, we got to do this more often. This is so fun.
I say we give Adeline the tickets. Adeline, you want to go see Teddy Swims?
Yes.
Okay, you get the tickets.
Thank you.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. All right, hold on the line. Hold on, I'm going to set you up.
Winchester or Surprise.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Teddy Swims Bring the Ugly Tour, Mortgage Matchup Center, November 16th. We got tickets every day this week at 7:20. That was pretty funny. Anyway. All right, good. Hey, I saw this thing. Remember the other day, it was like superhero week and superhero day, and I was going over the superheroes, and then I saw this article. It says, have you ever watched a movie and been more captivated by a supporting character? Right? So think about that for a second. And I bring up superheroes because one of the top 5 was Loki and Thor. Right? So you watch Thor, and Loki kind of stole the movie, they're saying.
Stole it.
Right? He stole the movie, right?
Yeah.
So is there another movie that you can think of? And when I have a list, and when I go over it, I bet you'll go, oh yeah, that's true. So
yes, I can.
So these are supporting actors that stole the movie. What do you got?
Cars. Mater.
Oh,
Mater
that's a good
stole
one.
the show.
You're right.
That's a real good one. That's not on this list.
Should be.
That's the best one.
In fact, they gave him too much to do in Cars too, because he was better as you wanted less of him.
Well, it's funny you say that because the penguins in Madagascar are also on that list.
Oh, yeah.
They were so popular, they got their own TV show.
Smile and wave, boys.
Smile and wave.
The Joker in The Dark Knight.
Oh, yeah.
Heath Ledger.
Awesome.
Stole. Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs.
He wasn't the main character?
No, it was Jodie Foster.
Oh.
What is it? I mean...
Supporting. He won the Oscar for supporting actor.
Oh, he did?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, then that really is, because I feel like everyone that watches that movie thinks he is the main character.
That's what I mean. That's stealing the movie.
I mean, you could even say Hannibal Lecter, and you think that's what the movie's called.
Totally.
Right.
So get this. When I tell you this next one, I think you totally think that this guy was the star of the movie, and he wasn't supposed to be. Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh, yeah. Good
Pirates
point.
of the Curse of Black Pearl. Orlando Bloom's Will Turner is supposed to be the person, but
he's not.
Johnny Depp stole it.
Yeah.
You guys ever watch the movie Girl Interrupted?
No.
Starring Angelina Jolie. I think you'd really like that, Payton. Anyway, Angelina Jolie stole the character. Stole it. It's about a girl who goes to the mental institution.
Oh, yeah, right up my alley.
And the number one, this is a slam dunk, the number one movie they say that the supporting actor stole the movie, Han Solo in Star Wars.
Truth.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what else is on this list?
Harrison Ford's just undeniable.
Emperor's New Groove. Do you guys ever watch that movie?
Yes.
My kids love that
Who do
movie.
you think stole the
Hold
movie?
the lever, Kronk.
Kronk stole the movie.
Yeah.
You ever
the
watched
best.
Devil Wears Prada?
Yeah, I just
know who-
watched it for the first time.
You know who stole that movie?
I'm assuming
Guess.
Meryl Streep.
Anne Hathaway.
Nope.
No, she's the
I'm
main
assuming Meryl Streep is the star of the movie. I haven't seen it, but no. Emily Blunt stole that movie. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. They're saying she stole the movie.
I disagree with that. She's good in it. I don't want to sound like she's not good in it, but
Anne
steal the
Hathaway.
movie?
Yeah.
What's going on with Payton? She's crying.
I was cracking up during the accent thing, dude. That was so funny.
That's what you're crying about?
Yeah, that was hilarious. Like, she's from Winchester. Like, she was on it. Like,
That's all
that
she
was
said, though. Was
so funny to me. It was so funny to me. I
And
don't
she
know.
won, so she
I
had a
don't
good game.
know. But I was cracking.
That's
up
why you're
over
crying.
here.
It's not like you're
Literally.
crying. You're crying because
I was
you're
crying,
laughing.
Yes.
So there's this list online. I think it's so funny. It's a post on Threads going viral. A lady asked, what's something you didn't learn the truth about until an embarrassing long time later in life? So I was looking at the list of like the top 10, and 2 things on this top 10 list I just learned. And one of them is really, really embarrassing. And when you think about it, it shouldn't be. I mean, I should have known, but I was a kid. Here's the thing that I learned. The little piggy who went to market wasn't going grocery shopping.
Oh,
Oh, that's really sad.
I
didn't
know.
even think about that.
That's what I'm talking about.
that's
This little piggy went
This
to
little
market.
piggy went to
Why did they
market.
talk about the other ones getting roast beef?
This little piggy went to market means they went and butchered it and fed it to the town.
I didn't even. Yeah.
I
Well,
thought the little piggy was going grocery
That's
shopping.
new.
I
That's new to
refuse
me.
to believe that.
That's new to me too.
That little piggy was going shopping, and then the other one got roast beef. They saw each other at the market. They're like,
Who sends their pig to the store?
They did back then whenever they came up with this little piggy.
No, I know, but that like they're not sending him shopping.
Right.
Yeah. That's not good.
So what were these? How's it go? You go to the big toe. This little piggy. How's it go?
This little piggy went to the market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy got roast beef. This little piggy got none. And this little piggy went all the way home.
Yeah, because the fat piggy goes to the market. The big toe.
Stayed home.
No, it goes. Start from the beginning. The first one is this little piggy with the market.
That's the first one.
Because it's the fat toe. So it's got to be.
He just likes grocery shopping.
And they send the big toe, hey man, you need to go get some food for all the other toes. Nope, this is the piggy with the market. All right. Cooper, what's something you learned later in life and it's embarrassing?
I learned, that when you play baseball, if you hit it to the outfield, I always thought it was an automatic first base, but apparently it's not.
Just if you hit it far enough, you're on first base. Doesn't matter if anybody catches it or not.
Thanks.
What do you mean I'm out?
Thanks. James, good morning. What's something you learned in life and it's embarrassing?
How to read. I hate to say it, but how to read.
You just learned how to read?
I just learned how to read 2 years ago.
Hold on, James. Hold on. You got to pick up the phone. It's hard to hear you. You got the radio on the background. Can you pick it up?
I got it on speakerphone. So.
Can you get it off speakerphone?
He just learned how to read. Give him a break.
All right. Is that better?
That's better, man. All right. So how come you just learned how to read? What happened?
I guess because it was just something that, not having the same parents in the house that, you get home and, you're free. You don't do your homework like you're supposed to. And, it was just something that, I thought it was just going to school, coming home and playing all the time. And then as you got older, and then got to high school, I realized you got to stand up and read and stuff like that. So it was like something embarrassing. I used to freeze up and, and be embarrassed. And teachers used to, keep me at the school and talk to me. Then they put me in special education, and that was embarrassing and stuff like that. And then as I got older, I realized it's something you have to do. I want to know how to read before I have kids. And so it was just one of those things that you knew you have to do because that's something you just have to do. So it was just like, I don't know. Like I said, it was growing up and not having the same parents in the house and just thinking, life was as a kid was just fun.
It's inspiring, though, that you figured it out and you realized before you had kids that was important. You should be proud of yourself.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I am. So it was just, it's embarrassing, but, as you get older, you don't really get embarrassed like you was when you was younger. So,
Totally.
Are you reading books now for fun and stuff?
Yeah, I'm reading books. I'm reading all type of books now.
Like what? What's the most recent book you've read?
I'm sorry?
What's the most recent book you read?
I was reading this Harry Potter book. I do the title right now. It was a Harry Potter book. What's the name of it? What's the title of that book?
It doesn't matter. Harry Potter.
I know it was a Harry Potter book. Yeah. I'm sorry. I was reading it with my daughter just the other night. So, she actually was reading it to me.
James, thanks for calling in, man.
It was something she picked out.
Good work.
That's awesome.
I'm sorry, but yeah, definitely, man. I'm happy. At the end of the day, like I said, when I was young, it was more like recess fun.
Right.
Getting home, playing with your childhood friends and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I can say it now. I'm happy that I know how to read. It was something that I didn't care about growing up, but it's imperative that I know now, and I'm happy because
all right,
you ain't gonna get no job if you can't read. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, man. Thank you for listening. Hey, Addie, good morning. What's something that you learned later in life that's embarrassing?
Okay, so yesterday I was at my brother's baseball practice, and I brought all my softball stuff. And my mom taught me how to actually use the glove. I thought so there's a little tab inside of the glove, and I thought that you didn't have to put your thumb in there. But she taught me that that's how you catch the ball. And that's why I've been I have to use both hands to catch fly balls.
Ah.
So
is your mom Kyle Unfucked?
yes.
Hey, babe. No, she's like, Mom, you have scissors in your purse? And she started trying to cut her glove inside. I was like, what are you doing? She's like, it really hurts my thumb when I put my thumb in the glove. And I was like, well, you got to put it inside.
You mean the hole right here? Like she was putting it like this instead of like that?
So inside a baseball glove, there's actually a loop that if you put your thumb through that, it helps you grip and squeeze the glove. And she was putting
I thought that was just there for annoying decoration.
It is awkward at first, but you're gonna be catching fly balls like crazy now, Addie. Once you get used to it does take a little getting used to.
Addie, I love that you called into the show. That's cool.
No, me too.
Yeah.
Great.
Have a great day, Addie.
Love you.
Thank you.
Bye. All right, here's another one. These are things that you learned later on. This is the other one that I learned today. And it's one of those things that I think if you really think about it, when you're told not to operate heavy machinery with certain medications, they mean cars. I always assumed it was bulldozer. That's what I always thought. I was like, man, I always picture these people at construction site with the forklifts and doing stuff.
You're like,
That's exactly what I thought.
Why would they go get on their tractor after that?
So those are the two that I learned today. Here are other things on the list, things that you embarrassingly learned later in life. I thought McGraw-Hill textbooks were made by Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. This person said, I thought Mount Rushmore faces occurred naturally by coincidence. And then they said, I can't believe I just admitted that.
Okay, I have a Mount Rushmore one too.
What?
That is embarrassing. So I thought President Rushmore was the one who commissioned that mountain with the president's faces on it. Turns out there is no President Rushmore. There never was. But that took me a little while to figure out.
This person thought Jimmy Buffett and Warren Buffett were the same person, and he just got really rich off the margarita song.
I get them mixed up. I do. I am one of those people. I know there's a difference.
I thought every song played on the radio was being played live in the radio station. Somebody said that. Somebody said, I still don't know what RSVP means. Respond soon, very important. It means it's a French phrase. Respond s'il pour rien. But still. And somebody said here, they learned that narwhals are real.
Yeah.
Narwhals are real. Anyway, that's just some fun. You know, we have podcasts. We have 2 podcasts. Technically 3, actually, if you include the highly successful John J. Van Ness podcast. But we've got this podcast, the on-demand podcast, where when this show's over, you can download and listen to the whole show. You can go back and listen to old shows. And that's called John J. and Rich On Demand. You can find that on the iHeart app, wherever you get podcasts. Then there's what I was just talking about, the John J. Van Ness podcast. And I had some guests on that podcast from a company called Brain Code. And what they do is they brain map. It was something else, too. Do you remember it was called brain mapping? And something, she goes, it's that, but it's neurological, this other thing. And they put this cap on my head, and it's connected to a laptop, and they can tell you all these things about your brain and the health of your brain, and they can, like, coach you through it to make your brain get smarter and stronger. And they did this on my podcast, and it was time to do an update to give me my results. I thought it would have been fun to have the results on the Afterwards podcast.
Oh, it was fun.
So we dropped that podcast yesterday, right? It did drop, right? Did yesterday Afterwards podcast drop? Yeah, okay. So just to give you an idea, when the podcast started, this is Angie, one of the founders of the company Brain Codes. And you can go to braincodecenters.com. They got locations. You can also do it online or whatever. So this is one of the first things that happened in the podcast.
First question, do you have a history of a head injury? Do you have
Damn it, I should have gone with that one.
Oh my gosh. That explains so much.
How do we not get that, Kyle? We
I do not. I do not have a head injury.
Let me ask this right away.
So that was a pleasant surprise. So you can hear the rest of it. And also, if you're interested in that, I think all the information's on there. Meanwhile, that's our Afterwards podcast. You can get that anywhere that you get podcast. John J. Rich Afterwards. All right, now we got $1,000 of Pat Hickey's money. Jamie's our contestant. Hi, Jamie. No, Jamie. Don't want to play?
Uh-oh.
No, Jamie?
Maybe she's got us on mute.
I don't know.
Oh, hello?
What are you doing?
I'm in the car in the parking lot of my kid's school.
Did you not hear us talking to you? We were to play the game.
I did hear you, but my phone muted.
Okay, well, Rich, you were right. Okay, so you're going to play Minute to Win It for $1,000.
Okay.
Okay, but you can hear us okay, right? Because you're going to have to answer fast. We can't have that delay.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Rich, you ready?
All right, 60 seconds on the clock. You get these all right, Jamie, and you win $1,000. I am rooting for you. Let's go. What animal is known as man's best friend?
A dog.
What bird is associated with delivering babies?
Stork.
What is the name of the hungry video game character that eats dots?
Pac-Man.
Thriller, the best-selling album of all time, is by what artist?
Michael Jackson.
What is the only U.S. state that ends with the letter K?
Oh, the letter K. Only state that ends with the letter K. Oh, no.
ends with the letter K. Oh my gosh.
Sound them out. It's a big one.
New York.
There we go. What is Mickey Mouse's girlfriend's name?
Minnie.
What is the only continent on Earth that does not have any reptiles?
We ran out of time.
Oh.
Sorry, Jamie.
Oh.
6
Hey,
right.
I was stumped on New York.
It's a tough one.
I went through I'm thinking, what? Then I was like, Maine. No one ever talks about Maine.
The states are always tricky.
Wow, Jamie.
Kind of on fire for the first part, though.
Yeah. Well,
I know. I was so close.
Well, hold on, and thanks for playing. You know that movie Michael has made over $200 million at the box office?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what that means?
What?
More Michaels.
Due to the popularity of the new Michael movie, get ready for the biggest movie of the summer. More Michaels. More Michaels. Starring Michael Douglas, Michael B. Jordan, Michael J. Fox, Michael Keaton, Michael Caine, Michael Phelps, Michael Imperioli, Michael Shannon, Michael Clark Duncan, Michael McKean, Michael Jordan, and Timothy Chalamet as Michael. More Michaels, with 0 appearances from Janet Jackson or Diana Ross. Music by Michael Bublé, Michael McDonald, and Michael Bolton. Directed by Michael Bay. Rated M for Michael.
Lots of Michaels.
I saw this thing about Michael Jackson that everybody knows Billie Jean, right? You know the song Billie Jean?
Yeah.
That he made 91 mixes of Billie Jean.
Are you kidding me?
91 mixes. I don't know what the difference
So does that mean just like different versions of the song?
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
I like it that, but he had to decide on one. Like, I feel like if there's that many, how do you keep track in your head which one?
Yeah, well,
And
he
how do you
picked the
narrow it
best
down?
one, obviously.
Maybe there was a better one. We don't even know.
True.
Couple text messages. If you text JJR, whatever you want to say, to 96893, we'll get them. We can call you back and just read them. John J. Rich, I just listened to the best troll of the angry John guy about War of the Roses, and afterwards, oh yeah, when that guy called in, remember he was really mad.
Oh yeah, that was a whole podcast, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's an afterwards podcast. John J. Rich, I was invited to a wedding with no +1 for my husband, and we did not go. John J. Rich, so Rich thinks all cashews are peanuts, but roosters aren't chickens. Wild.
Good point. Good point.
This person said, I did that thing with my placenta, where we talked about that earlier, eating your placenta, and it seriously cured my postpartum depression. I was so bad, I was literally a danger to myself.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. You guys need to do that accent game again. That was fun. Okay, now this is earlier when I was talking about things you learned embarrassingly at a later age in life. This is hilarious. I learned embarrassingly late. I thought it was called the windshield factor, and that was the temperature of the windshield instead of wind chill. I was an adult when someone finally corrected me. Windshield.
And it kind of tracks when you say it like that. The windshield factor sort of tracks for me.
I think I thought that for a long time.
I learned about a year ago that it's Sideshow Bob, not Sancho Bob. I learned later in life that I thought those twirly things on top of rooftops were measuring weather. I thought they kept the pigeons away. It took me 32 years to realize that the train containers were the same things seen on semi-trucks. I thought the epicenter was a place. I wonder why people would live there with so many tornadoes. Okay, do you guys know what MO stands for?
Motive of operation?
Yeah,
Modus operandi.
Okay, I thought it meant something else until right now reading this. She says, my brother had come up to me as if I wouldn't know the answer to what he was going to ask and asked me, hey, do you know what MO stands for? I said, modus operandi. And he looked at me as if I slapped him and said, that's not common knowledge. MO to me, I thought was motive.
Well, that's what modus operandi means.
I just thought it ment motive. Like they were just saying MO, motive. I didn't know it was motive operandi. All right, we got your shot. $1,000 going to pay your bills right now. Here's a keyword.
104.7 KISS FM has your chance to win $1,000.
Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Media. That's media.
Enter it now at 1047kissfm.com.
You know, real quick, we go around the room with everybody who's on the show. You know, behind the scenes, you got, baby Noah. He's doing all this audio and chopping stuff up and always working all the time. You got Rich running the board here. You got Payton over there to my right, participating in the show. You've got Kyle over here to my right, also between me and Payton. You got Nick back there doing whatever Nick does. And then you got Dyllan, who answers our phones. And how long have you been with us now, Dyllan?
Since August, so I think 9-10 months now.
Oh, wow. And are you having a good time?
I'm having a great time.
And I don't know much about Dyllan. We learn little bits and pieces about her as time goes on. Like, just found out the other day that her dad's black. I didn't know that.
Groundbreaking news.
I could have sworn you knew earlier, but it is something people don't tend to believe when looking at me.
Yeah. So, but what I also didn't know is I started following your Instagram last week because she was doing these videos of where she's just a day in the life, a blog or something in the show, and I thought they were really cool. But then when I started following you, I saw that you have like this whole other business, and I don't know what that is.
I do. I fully like make art, and I have like a little phone case and wall art print brand that I started in college.
You make phone cases?
Yes, phone cases. Payton has one. I just dripped her out. Yes. That's
Cute.
Payton's case.
They're cool looking, aren't they?
How do you make those?
Yeah, so it started out as painting my sophomore year.
Painting?
Yes, I was painting. I had a painting phase. I've always been pretty artistic, and my major was public health, so I wasn't getting too much creative expression out of that, but it was interesting to learn. Anyway, I started off as painting, and then I was kind of getting ideas that I couldn't physically paint, because painting's really hard. Like, I'm a decent painter, but I'm not, amazing. So I started doing, like, mixed media graphic design on my computer kind of during class, and it was born from there. I was making decor for, like, my room in my apartment. That's kind of how it started. And, yeah, I had put them on some cases, and I was like, these are really cute. So I started making the cases, too.
Okay, hold on a second. Decor? That's how you say it? Decor?
Yeah.
I said, I don't know, I'm saying, I said decor.
You can say that, too.
Decor.
Decor.
And then you said painting.
Painting.
Painting. Decor.
Different than panting.
Do you say data or data?
Data.
Data. You know what, every time I read an article and they say they use data, like not the data. Data's like plural or something weird. Mm-hmm. When it's used in a sentence properly. Have you ever heard that before?
Data, isn't both the same way?
I got to remember the way they say it, but there's like a way that it doesn't sound right to me. But I know I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's like it's not datas, it's data.
Yeah, right. So what did you do? Like, how do you make this case? What is it?
Yes,
do you take the
I'll
plastic
show
and
you.
meld it? Or you buy blank cases and paint? Like, what do you do?
No, so it's called print on demand. So basically, there are these different like carriers. So I use one called Printful, where you can upload a design onto anything. So you could put it on a clock, you could put it on a pillow, you could put it on a blanket, you could put it on anything. And so I originally just started, like I said, I'm pretty into like interior design anyway. Mm-hmm. And so I put them on prints, but then I kind of looked through and I was like, oh, I can throw these designs kind of on anything. And yeah, I put them on phone cases. And so, yeah, I guess.
Cool. I want one. I've been trying to find a new phone case, but there aren't a lot of Samsung Z Fold 5 cases.
Right.
Oh, so are you just iPhone?
Breed.
Honestly, I think that they do have They have like everything on there. I could literally put this on like a tissue box, probably. Oh. But yeah, it's
so can you
fun.
make me a phone case?
I can make you a phone case.
Can you make one with the John J. Rich logo on
I
it?
totally can.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
It is customizable.
How much do phone cases cost?
Around $35 is how much they cost.
Hold on, so you're not answering phones. Hello. Good morning, John J. Rich. Who's this? Hello.
Melissa, hi.
What's up, Melissa? Dylan's supposed to pick up the phone, but she's too busy. She's doing something else. What's up?
I was calling because you crazy, John Jake, when you say documentary and it's documentary.
Well, that's news to me.
I'm like, it's I yell at the radio and I'm like, it's documentary, not documentary.
What's your name?
Melissa.
Melissa, thanks for calling in. Thanks for listening.
How dare you say data and say documentary?
God, when they say that, I wish I could remember the phrase. They say the data
points.
No, it's like they're using a plural way of saying it, and it always sounds weird. Not the data don't lie, but like they are
these data.
No, I just saw it yesterday. But anyway, so you had a pop-up shop. And so what's that? Are you at a park?
Yes, I had my first pop-up. So this girl DM'd me. She's a Pilates instructor in Phoenix and Scottsdale. And she throws different events like all around. She'll like host Pilates classes on like rooftops and stuff like that. So she had this one, it was like called Pilates After Dark, where she had 2 DJs that she taught the class to. And then all these vendors. So there was permanent jewelry, like mini tattoos, fortune readings, like all sorts of stuff, custom yoga mats. And so, yeah, I've been wanting to do a pop-up for a little bit. It's kind of been something that was like on the back burner for me because I was in school and then obviously like I had this job and
how'd it
other
do?
jobs
How'd
and
the pop-up
everything.
go?
It was awesome.
So you're selling stuff right then and there? Are you making it for them right then and there?
No, I brought stock in. So I ordered a bunch of cases and prints, and I had my 2 best friends come and help me, and we set up this whole display, and it was so cute. And I had like gift bags, and I made business cards, and I did the full 9 for it.
So are you making money with this now? Like this is working out for you?
Yeah, like decently.
That's wild.
I think I've just now kind of been able to like start posting a lot more about it and like do more little. I do like DIY photo shoots in my room and
a whole
stuff
page.
like that.
You need a whole page for that.
Do you have how do people get a hold of you? You have an Instagram account?
So it's called Star67. Like
67. Star67. Like wait, is Star67 where you block the number?
Yes, it's like
that's so clever.
When you prank call someone. Yes,
I like
we used
that
to prank
name.
call people.
Wait, it's to block somebody, right?
It's to when you call someone so they can't see who's calling them.
Okay.
Basically, so
there was Star69 was something too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was that
the blocking people?
I don't know. But anyway.
Or was that when someone called you did Star69 and you could see who the number it was?
It was something like that.
Okay.
So Star67 is your business.
Star67.club. Yes. It started out as it was called By Dyllan and it was just the poster prints, but then I graduated to Cases, did a rebrand, and now it's called Star67. It's on my page.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
I'd
you.
like to put an order. How long does it take?
Yes, it takes like a week and a half.
Oh, I don't have that kind of time. No, I'm just kidding. Can you do this case? I don't know. This is the 14.
I'll do a John J. and Rich exclusive design.
Awesome. Melissa, what did you just find out as an adult that's embarrassing?
Good morning. I just found out that Alaska and Hawaii are not geographically next to each other because on the United States map they are. But they are not.
That could be confusing.
I feel like I learned that in the last couple of years, so I'm kind of right there with you. I'm like, what? Why would they always be together on the map?
Right. Why put them there?
I don't get it. They're not next to each other?
No. They're totally different spots.
You know, Hawaii's way out there in the Pacific Ocean.
Right. But they maybe I'm thinking of the globe. They're like right here and then right here. They're right here. It's like this.
No.
They're not like that?
It's just how they do it on the map so they can fit it all on the map.
All right, Melissa, thank you so much. So I learned something new today as well.
And they shrink the size of Alaska because it's so big. You know, they have to shrink it down a little bit in the map.
Who's in charge of maps? Who takes that pop? Who's in charge of maps? Who's in charge of the time?
They're all willy-nilly.
Morris stays in charge at the time.
What else is trending today, Payton?
So besides you thinking it wasn't huge, John J. Taylor Swift's interview with New York Times still got a lot of headlines just because when Taylor Swift opens up, people love it. People loved hearing about her talking about making confessions in each song, saying like truth sometimes it needs to be said.
You can make these kind of like shockingly vulnerable confessions within a song by being like, I've never been a natural. All I do is try. You say that at first, and I remember writing that and being like, oh my God, this feels like, do you want to say this? And I'm like, actually, I feel like a lot of people feel that way. That always overrides my discomfort if a line feels too true, because I don't really think that there's anything that's too true.
I was kind of shocked when she did say she opened up about writing Love Story and how it kind of all unfolded. And you think about how huge that song is and like was and still is. And this is how she came up with it.
The first time I felt like I don't care if people hate this because I love it so much was when I wrote the song Love Story when I was 17, sitting in my bedroom, mad at my parents because they wouldn't let me go on a date with a guy who was too old, so I shouldn't have been on a date with him anyway. And this is why you need to discipline your kids, because they might write songs that go number one.
What a great story.
I love that. My favorite part of the interview, though, was when she talked about Somber and how much she loves Somber's music. I feel like he gets so much hate. He's like a little dorky, but I love him personally.
I remember seeing them sit next to each other at our iHeartRadio Music Festival, and they were like totally dancing together and chatting, and it was cool to see.
For sure.
She changes lives with her support of different artists. Barry Keoghan, obviously, he's been kind of nowhere since his breakup with Sabrina Carpenter, and there was a rumor that he cheated on her, and like Sabrina fans went after him. And he was on Benny Blanco's podcast, and basically they're saying he finally broke his silence on that disappearance.
I came off Instagram. I stopped going to events. I've stopped socializing. And again, it's because, you know, there was a narrative out there that was never really even spoken on. A narrative that's not true and I never confirmed.
Make sure I know the narrative we're even talking about. Something about cheating.
I cheated, and I don't want to ever bring anyone else into it. But like, you know, unfortunately, having a relationship in the public eye, it gets put out there and it's like it's amplified.
amplified.
Yeah, amplified.
Yeah.
So he denies it. He
Yeah.
said it didn't happen, but because they were in such a public relationship, that whole story just blew up.
Yeah, that's, I mean, sad on his end because I know he kind of like hermited away a little bit.
he did.
Yeah. Ariana Grande, she announced her 8th studio album. It's going to be called Petal. It's set to drop July 31st. And this isn't just like a new album. It's kind of a power move for her. It's her first release under her very own label. It's called Baby Doll Music, partnered with Republic Records. And in her announcement, she teased that this album is full of life and growing through the cracks of something cold and hard. And like the cover photo is so pretty. It's like this stripped back black and white photo of her just beaming, her just smiling.
She needs to change the title of that album. Sounds like you said pedo.
Petal.
I was like, pedo.
Called like petal.
Like a flower petal. But yeah, you
Drifting
definitely
away.
don't want to confuse
You're
them.
going to have to enunciate it whenever people announce it.
Yeah.
Her new album, Pedal.
Petal.
Was it with a D or a T?
A T.
Not like gas pedal.
No.
No.
Not pedo.
Like a flower
No.
petal.
too
Okay.
confusing.
Anyways, Billie Eilish, she sat down with Elle and finally opened up about her viral Coachella moment where she was Justin Bieber's One Less Lonely Girl. So Billie, she basically admitted she was this total mess behind the scenes. She had no idea except for the song before. Hailey Bieber was like, "You're going to go on stage and be One Less Lonely Girl." And everyone was kind of laughing at Billie because if you see the video, she like kind of wobbles and falls down and people are like, is she like drunk? And she was like, my legs gave out, literally.
I was just not okay.
I was just not okay. And I find this such a fun story because someone as big as Billie Eilish having that kind of love for someone like Justin Bieber, like that's someone that inspired her to be
That's
the
just
greatness
the
that she is. Like, I just find that so dope. But new music update from her as well. She's officially halfway done with her next album, and she described the new sound as experimental but honest. Olivia Rodrigo, she talked about lessons that she's learned while growing up in the spotlight. So she said one piece of advice that you would give her younger self, which I feel like we all would give our younger selves, is to probably not wear some of the outfits that we wore when we were younger, looking a little bit like a hot mess. But she said there's probably a boy or two that she'd be like, girl, you could have saved yourself the trouble.
So funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's got that outfit or outfits or era in their
100%.
past that haunts them. Cara Delevingne, she's making her way into the music scene. Yeah, I know. When I read that headline, I was like, what? Like, model? The model, Cara Delevingne? Yeah, and she's actually got a song. Here's a little tease.
Close my eyes and I disappear. Get out of your head. Stop thinking who you're listening to. Are you still there in the room? Get out of your head.
That one's called Out of My Head. Pre-sales for her tour, which will be going through 11 different cities, start April 30th, which is tomorrow.
Amanda, good morning.
Good morning,
All right,
John, Jay, and Reg.
you're playing Remember the Time for some Diamondbacks tickets for Star Wars night.
Awesome! I'm so excited.
Well, I got to tell you about this game. These clues are so massive. I think it's going to be hard to pin down a year. So once we hear the montage, Amanda, I'm going to give you a Remember the Time bonus clue. But players ready? It's movies. It's music. It's all kinds of stuff. Pop culture just mushified together in a montage. Tell me what year this all happened. Let's remember the time. Stop! I got something to tell you.
Mine.
Don't make any sudden moves. Hop inside my mouth if you want to live.
Hi.
Your costume is pretty.
Oh, it's not a costume. I'm an elf.
Oh.
Well, technically I'm human, but I was raised by elves.
Okay, people, Santa's coming to town.
Oh my God! I know him. I know him.
Okay, a couple of bonus clues for you here, Amanda. This is a tough one. So the two songs in the montage were actually competing for number one that summer, and it's also the year that the iTunes store opened for the first time. So what did you hear? What did you recognize?
Ooh.
What year do you think that happened?
Well, I remember being pregnant with my daughter and crying at Buddy the Elf because he didn't have a dad. And I remember Beyonce and Kelly Clarkson. So I'm going to go with 2006. She was born in 2007.
Okay, 2006 says Amanda. John Jay, your move.
Man, I was just going with 2008. Reason because you had the Beyonce song, Kelly Clarkson song, and I remember Kelly Clarkson won American Idol like in 2002 or 2003, whenever that was, and then I remember Rich and I gave away a car at a Kelly Clarkson concert here, and we were new. We had just launched the show from Tucson to Phoenix, and we did that in 2006, but we were still new, and we got in a lot of trouble at that concert. A lot of trouble. And so I'm going 2008.
Okay, John Jay says 2008. Amanda, 2006. Kyle, your move.
I kind of think Amanda nailed it, or I feel like this past Christmas, they talked about it being the 20th anniversary of the movie Elf, which would make it 2005. But I kind of feel like maybe it was almost 20 years, so it kind of felt like Amanda nailed it. Either way, I'll pick 2005.
Okay. 2005, Payton.
Yeah, Crazy in Love, Beyonce, Finding Nemo. I actually wrote down Kelly Clarkson and I scratched out and put Christina Aguilera. So
She wrote that song.
Oh, did she? I was like, I don't know who I heard. And then obviously Elf. I'm probably wrong, but I did put 2001, so I will take that answer.
You went 2001.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you got all the clues. Elf, Finding Nemo, Kelly Clarkson, Beyonce, iTunes stores open, but you're all wrong.
2007.
No, 2003.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
So if we're going over
2003, and I got mixed up with Amanda
Unreal.
and her answer.
No.
What?
Yeah, I mean, why'd you change it?
I don't, because when Amanda was like, I feel like when you're pregnant, those memories are so vivid that I was like, yeah, I'm probably wrong.
Absolutely.
Elf came out in 2003?
And then John
Jeez.
Jay seemed so confident.
November.
He knew.
November of 2003.
Later.
I mean, we did get in trouble at the Kelly Clarkson concert. That was 2000. That had to be 2007, 2008. You
Yeah, I
remember
mean,
that?
but her song had been out.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to go by that memory. But man, 2003, that doesn't sound wrong.
Dang.
Well,
I forgot. Why did we get in trouble? Because we said why she won. The
Yeah,
person won, and it was kind of
really-
salacious.
and all the decision makers for Ford were in the audience. All the Ford people got mad.
How do we still have this job? It's amazing.
Oh, it was really bad. I think we're good with Ford now. But it was bad. All right, Amanda, hold on. We're going to give you those tickets, okay?
Okay, I listen to you guys every morning. You're wonderful. Love you guys.
Oh, thanks, Amanda. Thanks so much. I'm glad you won.
You're welcome.
Hold on.
And I told you those clues were so big, it was going to be hard to pin
Yeah,
down.
that was tough.
That was a
Because
good
if you
one.
think about it, Nemo in Elf is like just part of the lexicon.
Oh, we
It's
forgot to
part
talk
of it.
about Nemo. That was, what was that, the seagull singing in my mouth?
Yeah.
Mine.
If you
Oh my
want
God,
to
speaking
live.
of seagulls, you know what happened yesterday?
You have a seagull
I
story?
do. You know, that's so weird. Because we also have, that clip of Rich's. Let me start off. This is Rich's nose, and it sounded like a seagull one time. That was Rich's nose.
That's crazy that came out of your mouth.
Okay.
You've seen my nose. It's not that crazy.
Every year in Belgium, there's the annual seagull screeching competition. And this is somebody screeching. And I went to go to the video of the person doing it. They try to dress up like seagulls. But this is a person trying to sound like an eagle. And I think Richie would win this. Except I got to play it off my computer, so you have to bring my computer up so I can play said audio clip.
I found it hilarious that it was one competition in a thing that I was doing, but was very weird. And I turned 40 that year, and I think that kind of ticked in, that I was like, okay, I'm not going to be boring or do only grown-up things now. I'll do this competition.
That is Karine Gorenholtz
Wow,
from
that's
Norway, which you guys probably knew that already. She was in the competition. I will post the video of these people doing it. It's crazy to
Yes,
see what they're
dead on.
how they dress and they do the seagull competition. So meanwhile, you play a seagull in Remember the Times. Crazy. Kyle, what are 3 things we need to know?
So yesterday, King Charles actually made history by being here, becoming the second British monarch ever to address the U.S. Congress. That's something that really only happened with his mom, Queen Elizabeth II, and it's a pretty big deal because it symbolizes how tight the United States is with the UK right now, especially during really tense global times right now. So he did keep it serious, but also joked quite a bit about his royal lineage and a whole bunch of other stuff, basically acknowledging the past while trying to show unity now. So kind of a big deal. Traffic as we know it may change And sooner than we think, at least in New York, they literally just tested a real-life air taxi that can get you from Manhattan to JFK in 10 minutes.
What?
It's all electric, super quiet, basically looks like a giant drone you sit in. And if this actually takes off, literally and figuratively, like your next Uber to the airport could just be in the air.
In 10, I've done that ride from Manhattan. It's like an hour and 15 minutes if traffic's okay.
10.
So let me ask you this, as you describe it to me, or to us, it sounds like you just described a helicopter. A drone looks like a helicopter.
Similar.
It looked more like a helicopter than a taxi.
Similar. I think like the quote-unquote flying cars they don't have like the big chopper. You know what I mean? Like the big...
They don't have the blades?
Yeah.
But that would, if you said a drone, doesn't a drone have the big blades?
It's like smaller ones.
Right.
So
There's
they're-
military
yeah.
helicopters that got smaller. They're called the herrings. I don't know what they're called.
The herrings? Like the fish?
Herring. It's got a combustion chamber.
About a Harrier jet?
They're still
That's what
working
I'm
on
talking about,
designs,
Harrier, yeah.
But that's a plane.
could be pretty
Whatever,
cool.
but the plane has the propellers that go up.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, but they're calling them robo-taxis. Check your wallet, you guys. Some $1 bills and other bills could secretly be worth way more than their face value. So if the serial number on your bills reads the same forward and backward, they actually call that radar numbers. And if your dollar bills have radar numbers, they could sell for $1,000. So your $1 could equal $1,000 because
Good luck.
collectors go crazy for these radar bills.
I don't have any money.
Well, when you get some, anytime you look up, just look at the serial numbers. And that's 3 things you need to know.
You got a text here. It says, "Hey, Rich, we need an afterwards podcast about the scientists that have quote unquote disappeared."
Yes. I mean, this is kind of crazy. Just last week, there were 11 scientists who were like super smart nuclear physicists, like total rocket scientists that have gone missing.
Last week? Last year?
As of last week, there was 11. The 12th that came to talk about it, he went missing. That was last week. So now there's 12. And some of them are talking about like alien technology, where the aliens we see are like from 37,000 years in the future. And what we're seeing is them coming back to visit us. And she announces that and she goes missing. But a lot of them have also said, listen, if I go missing, there's something foul. I feel like I'm in fear for my life. So it's pretty wild. And I guess the DOJ just yesterday or the day before has decided to launch an investigation into it.
So would that, everything you just said, be the podcast, or do you still have to do a podcast? Is it like, she was like, this text was like...
Well, I tried to abbreviate as best as I could there. But it is fascinating.
And Payton, what's the latest with you and working out and all that?
Well, I have been putting off canceling my gym membership because in my head, I'm going to eventually go, right?
Yeah, wasn't that part of your New Year's resolution? You're going to start training every day and all
Yeah, it was. And I had a gym membership and I was paying it on the first of the month and all these things. And I woke up from my nap yesterday and my gym membership, they canceled it for me.
Does that mean you didn't pay? Because I don't ever hear about memberships canceling.
I know. I paid for it. The text is like, I just wanted to remind you that your membership has ended, and if you'd like to repurchase or go over more membership options, I'm here until 8 p.m. And I was like, okay, easy enough for me. I don't have
So you
to
have to
cancel
do
it
anything.
anymore.
Man, I think those are the hardest things to cancel. That's what I mean.
I know. I think I should probably call and double check.
Was that a text from a person? It wasn't even like a random...
Yeah, I believe it was a person that worked at the gym.
Wow, what gym do you go to?
Hot Works.
Oh, so that's different than a gym.
Yeah,
membership.
not like a...
That's probably a person that's at the front desk.
Yeah.
It's like a membership.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So I guess I paid for a year membership and didn't know. I probably went, no joke, maybe 15 times.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
At least
In
once
a year.
month.
Once a month.